Welcome, friends. First podcast. Dr. Serving You Storm here. Now I got a lot to talk about. But before I do, I want to kind of clarify just what this podcast means. I mean, this is the first episode. It's a good time to go over some things. Now, a lot of people want to say that I'm going to have a lot of flashy guests on here, and that I can talk and that I can boost up my reputation with their name. And that's not true. That's not true. Now, I will have a couple guests on once in a while. But I won't have them on all the time, and I definitely will not have them boosting up my reputation. The only person that gets their reputation boosted up is me, and I'm the one who does that work. But on the other side of things, you gotta think about it. Foursquare. It's a popular sport, bro. It's a popular one. And we got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. The very first thing I want to talk about: Ray Anderson going to Bridgton, Maine, 2020. It's on February 29th, Leap Day. What a beautiful day for Foursquare. But what I gotta tell you is, watch out. Watch out, Ray Anderson. Now, I said it back in July. I said I think it's a bad move. Bad move. Now, not everybody goes to Bridgton, Maine. But if you do, you better be ready, bro. If you come at the king, you best not miss. And frankly, Ray's going at the king right after he got his butt whooped. Figuratively speaking. Obviously, he almost did beat Macy Carwin, for the championship 2019. But you have to admit, compared to his last two runs, this is pretty pathetic, honestly. So I'm looking at this game, this endeavor, if you will, that he's trying to put on, and I'm just saying, I don't know. I really don't know what to think about this. On one hand, I want to say it's an aggressive move. It's too aggressive. I don't like it. He's putting himself out there right after he got his butt kicked, and who knows, right? But on the other side, I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, this might be just what the IFFS needs to kickstart them, man. To get them on their feet, and start really bumping everybody up for a great 2020 matchup. And frankly, there's always going to be this debate about the International Federation of Foursquare, or over there in Utah, or up in Bridgton, Maine. Who's the best one? And the only logical thing is for them to play each other. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think that anybody from Michigan's ever going to come, but that's another thing. It looks like the International Federation of Foursquare, it's a mouthful, I know. Looks like the league, I'll just probably start calling them the league, well, it looks like the league has more balls than the Foursquare League in Boston or Bridgton, because frankly, they're the only ones going up and showing up. There was an email sent out saying, hey, you need to come over. You were going to do like a one-on-one, right? One here or one over one up in Boston. I'm really close to Boston right now, or in Bridgton, and then one in Utah. And the thing is that they look at that and they say, well, maybe we should. And quite frankly, if you're the International Federation of Foursquare, that's a great move. You should offer that. But once they say no, just let it go. Don't go after them. Now, they want to take matters in their own hands. They're like, well, if you're not going to come to us, we'll come to you, and we'll knock your socks off. And that's what they're trying to say and what they're trying to do. And I just don't see the way that's going to happen, honestly. You look at the competition there with their own rules. There's no way. There's no way. But you have to admit, the Ray Anderson, who, as far as I'm concerned, at least right now, is the best Foursquare player on the planet, at least in IFFS history anyway. And you got to give him that. We were lucky to have him going there. Now, would I take him over Macy Carwin? No, I probably wouldn't. Would I take him over Gage Tolbert? No, I probably wouldn't. Would I take him over John Tolbert? Probably not either. Would I take him over Gideon Both or John Carwin? Yeah, I probably would. Aaron Hole? Yeah, I probably would. And the list goes on and on. I can go yeah or no on all these things, but we're lucky to have him. Now, he's not the best player in our league, but the fact that he's willing to go out of his way and represent the International Federation of Foursquare, not to mention his own brand, that deserves applause, bro. That deserves respect. So, the question is IFFS Nation going to give him that? The respect that he deserves? I sincerely hope they do. I don't know if they will, but they should. And if they don't, they'll be making a mistake. But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that Ray Anderson does not fail. All right, and when I mean fail, I don't mean lose in the final, a close one. That's not failing. Now, he might think that's failing. Some of you may think that's failing, but in my mind, that's not a fail. What failure means to me is going in there and getting your butt kicked, just getting slapped around, doors blown off. I don't want to see, me and my little Cleveland department, I don't want to be sitting there and see little Ray Anderson flying over my head back to Utah. I don't want to see that. Now, I want to see Ray Anderson go in there with an attitude. I want to see him put up a fight and back the league, I want to see him go in there and say, hey, you punched us in the mouth. You're disrespecting us. Now I'm going over there and I'm showing you what's up. And go punch him right in the mouth and give it all he's got. Because we know, all right, we've seen glimpses of his 2017 and 2018 brilliance. We saw that last year a little bit. All right, you remember that 11-2 run? Macy Carter almost had it one outright. For Ray Anderson, he put an 11-2 run in the final 2 minutes. Unheard of. And furthermore, after he did that, he almost won. He had Macy Carter on the ropes twice before, he choked. He choked. Big hard choke. There's no way around that. But I'm excited to see him because he does have attitude and he does have a passion for the game, which is what you want in a player. So I am excited. I can tell you that right now. I am excited. This episode is brought to you by, wait for it. The International Federation of Foursquare. Yes, sir, they helped me put this on, and let me tell you, we're going to have some other sponsors on this. This is the first one. International Federation of Foursquare, they kickstarted this. Got to show them some love. The world's first and foremost Foursquare League. A lot of people want to say the Boston Foursquare League's the first one. I don't think so. But thank you to the International Federation of Foursquare for sponsoring this video, helping it get up there. And listen, everybody, I'm warning you. I'm warning you. We're gonna get some good guests. This one, unfortunately, this first podcast doesn't have any guests. That's okay. But you know what? We're gonna get some dandies of guests on here. Let me tell you that right now. In February, because this is only a monthly thing. February, we've got Ray Anderson himself talking about his Bridgton expedition that he's about to take. And you never know, we might just get Tiger Claw on here as well. You never know. We're just going to leave it at that. But I want you all to know that, this league, everybody's showing support, the players, the fans, everybody. Y'all showing support, and I love that and I appreciate that. If it weren't for you, reading these articles, reading the articles I put out and listening to this podcast and hopefully many more, a lot of this wouldn't ever happen. A lot of this stuff, the International Federation of Foursquare depends on some of this publicity, if you will, to boost up the league a little bit. Now, I'm not bragging on myself, but I understand that this is a very helpful piece to the International Federation of Foursquare's operation. That's just facts. I got to say facts when I can, right? This is a podcast. I'm not trying to lead anybody astray. So I know how important this is. But it's not me, it's you guys. You show that support, and I appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, I got to tell you thank you. And listen, it's going to be one heck of a ride. Bridgton, for those of you who don't know, Bridgton is located in Maine. Now, I know I've said that. A little bit more specifically, about 45 minutes northwest of Portland. Portland, Maine, which is the biggest city in the state. And there really aren't any notable dates in Bridgton's history. I mean, I've gone back and looked. I was said in that one article a couple months back, I said that Tiger Claw, in fact, in my interview with him, he said that this is probably the biggest day in the history of Bridgton. And he doesn't live in Bridgton, he lives in Cambridge. But what I'm saying is, I I look back to some history. Bridgton been around since late 1800s. Late 1700s, excuse me. 1700s. Now, that's about when George Washington, old George, when he was the president. Gorgeous George. You want to go back even further. 1768 was when the settlements first started coming in Bridgton. Now, that, for those of you who don't know, is the first time, and that's before that, the first houses were coming in before the country. This great United States of America, this beautiful country that we call home, was not even around when settlements started coming into Bridgton. And let me tell you, nothing on the great city of Bridgton, great township, but they have not had very many great days. Let me tell you, not many more colorful days now. I'm sure they live in peace and harmony, and they're fine with that. But for us who want to see some excitement, some flair, some color, they don't got that. They don't got none of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I look back, the most interesting day that I could find in their history was on one day in the 1900s when they dedicated a Civil War statue. I believe the year was 1910, but don't take my word for it. I'm a little bit stupid, sometimes. But I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great, great tournament. Y'all can watch it on the UPI Sports Network at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's 4 p.m. for my time, or maybe even, it might be 5. I got to check. Daylight savings confuses me. I don't think daylight savings is there. Anyways, hey, you guys better tune in. This is going to be a great match. We're going to see the best of Ray Anderson, the best of Tiger Claw, I'm sure. He intends to play. From what I've heard, and we're going to get it. We are going to get it. I am so excited, y'all don't even know. So, what does that mean? What does this mean for the league? Well, first and foremost, if Ray Anderson's able to topple Tiger Claw, or whoever he needs to win the chip, they're going to be, where are we? We, the league, are going to be the foremost Foursquare League. I mean, we already believe that we are, but that doesn't mean that it's true, and I don't think anybody's going to know until we go out there and show. So what are we going to do? Well, we got to put our money where the mouth is, I think. And that's exactly what Ray Anderson is doing by going to Bridgton, Maine. Now, it's an IFFS-funded trip. He didn't put a whole lot of money into it, but he's putting in that work. He's on that grind. You got to admit it. He does not lack in passion or work or dedication. He does lack in skill, and he needs to get better. I've said this for a while. I said it in 2017. I can't remember the year, but it was a while ago, and I said to my readers, I said, Ray Anderson is not going to win 2019's World Cup. I said that. I meant it, and I saw it happening because I saw his work is it's going to burn him out. 2017, 2018, he was doing stuff, pretty much the same stuff he does now. Nothing different about his game. It's not like he's getting older. The guy's he's like 17, 18, something like that. And he's not getting older. But the league's catching up. The league's catching up. Back in 2017, I remember watching him do them spins. Bro, nobody could stop them spins. They was just falling over the place. And it's the same thing with 2018, man. He's learning these moves and people just aren't responding well. They aren't doing their things, But you look at 2019, though. People started to catch up. People started to get him. You saw that before the World Cup. And, from videos that I was able to receive, I looked at them and I said, well, gosh, as much as I wanted Ray Anderson to go for that three-peat, I said, he does not look like a player who can get to that three-peat. In fact, if you'll remember, I didn't even pick him in the finals right before the World Cup. Now, I did in January, but that was before I saw that tape and realized he was washed up. Washed up, I said it. He still is. He needs to get back into it. Now, it's not necessarily anything he's done. It's what the league's learned. The league's learned how to hit spins, how to do everything he's doing. But more importantly, they've learned how to defend it. So no longer is it a sure thing. Every time he does a little spin, little finessing move, he's just going to get everybody out. No, that was 2 years ago. This is different. Nowadays, you want to try a spin on him, you could get him out. And if you're defending that spin, the league in years past has been like, well, I'm dead. And nowadays, it's like, Ray Anderson, he needs to get back on defense pretty quick. And he, quite simply, and this is one of the biggest issues I have with him, he can't. Now, 2 years ago, we were talking about his defense. I think that was in large part due to his offense, his offensive success. And his defense, quite frankly, and I know I say quite frankly a lot, but it's because I'm a frank man. If my name wasn't Doc, Dr. Serving you Stormy would be frank. Quite frankly, Ray Anderson doesn't have defense. He doesn't play with defense, and that's a problem. Bridgton, and this is where I'm coming around with this, Bridgton, Maine. All right, their style, you can go over and look up Foursquare videos from Bridgton, Maine, and it'll show you. In fact, there's a great hour-long one on Vimeo, Vimeo.com. You go to that, /search, and you can just search. Now, they're not a title sponsor for this video, but hey, you can go there. There's a great clip, an hour-long clip, and you can just watch them go. And one thing that you will see, two things. First thing, they got some different rules now. One of the biggest different rules is once the ball's hit, anybody else can just hit it. They don't have to wait for it to hit the ground. And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll leave that up to you to decide. Second biggest thing, and this is the really big one, the humdinger, that I think this is where I'm going with this defensive thing. There's a 3-on-1 every single round, folks. And it's no exaggeration now. A lot of you probably like, oh, dog, you tripping again. Did you sleep in a little bit too long? You still hungover, bro? No, I don't smoke that weed every day. All right, I didn't smoke last night. Last night was a Sunday, a holy night. All right, but let me tell you something. It's 3-on-1 every single round. If you don't believe me, go check it out. Go check it out. You're not going to believe it when you see it. Well, trust me. Even when you see it, behold your very eyes, you will not believe it. Will not believe it. Reason being, it's utterly ridiculous. It really is. It's something that should not be in Foursquare, but it is. And this is one of their flaws. There are many flaws in which I'm saying they can be the best Foursquare league because they've got these gigantic flaws. Now, as much flaws as Ray Anderson has, and they are many, he's got many, the league does not have those flaws. In Bridgton, it's a 3-to-1 league. It's not about getting a server. It's not about using your offensive powers, your amazing spins and your finessing moves to get the server. You're going to get there. The other two players will help you out besides server. Once you're in server, you got to run for your life, bro. It's not about hitting other people out. It's about surviving because their score system is based on runs. If you get a run of 5 in server and nobody else gets a longer run, then you win the match. You win the match. And same thing goes for a run of 2. If that's really the longest run, that wins. Or a run of 20 or a run of 50. It really doesn't matter as long as, that it's just the best, man. The best run will win. It's just their rules. And that is why it's so 3-on-1. It's so a defensive league. It really is. You don't have to do much to get to server. Once you're in server, that's when the grind starts. And if you're not ready, if you're not playing defense, you're going to get eaten alive. And that's my one issue, my number one issue with Ray Anderson going to Bridgton. I would have liked to see Gage Tobler go to Bridgton. He is the best defensive player the league has ever seen. And it's not even close. If I had to pick a second, I'd probably go with Macy Carwin. He's very defensive too, flies to the ball. Not on the same level as Gage defensively. Now, offensively, I think that's a whole new ball game. But defensively, I have to give that to Gage every day of the week. If it's a toss-up between Ray and Macy, well, give it to Macy. Macy is a defensive power just like Gage. It's just the difference is Gage does it way better than Macy does. It's what he focuses his game on. Macy, on the other hand, focuses his game on the offensive side of things and getting you the ball and positioning and all that. It's not about defense for him, and that's okay. He still does it very well. When you do something really well, you don't need to focus on it as much. But I tell you what, if we had one shot, the league has one shot in this, and for them to go with Ray Anderson, it's a classy move. It's a classy move. Give it to the best player the league's ever seen. The one who drives the best headlines, the one who everyone can look to as the leader. Sure, give it to him. But you know what? I don't like that pick. I think this is strictly business. Go send Gage Tobler to Bridgton. The issue I have with Gage is he doesn't seem to show up on the big stage. Remember Ray Anderson? He does, but what skill, bro? I mean, you look at it, well, is he going to show up or is he not? I don't know. It's kind of in between. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Now on the final, he doesn't. We've seen that. But maybe this year's different. Maybe St. John Tobler. I mean, he's like 31 years old. I mean, he could go to Bridgton and probably just hang with the other guys. 31 actually sounds too old. I'll take it back 25. 25. I think 25. 25. If you're 25, he looks about 25. Anyways, all I'm saying is this, folks. If you're not ready for Bridgton or anything in life, you're going to get eaten alive. And unfortunately for us, we have Ray Anderson going to represent us. We don't have Macy Carwin or Gage Tobler. We don't have any of the people that we'd like to come. We don't have any of the people that we wish would come and represent the league, people that we can have faith in. No, instead we got somebody that is giving us his moments. He's giving us his moments, but they're in the past. And we're living in the present, folks. And right now, there's not a whole lot that suggests to me that he deserves to be talked about like we're talking about him. Like bringing the IFFS fame, if it happens, it happens. But I don't think it will. I don't think it will. That's just my take on things, folks. I invite you to form your own opinion. Go look up those videos. They're very good videos, very interesting videos, and I'm sure you'll find something interesting to talk about, to look at. Form your own opinion about whether or not he should be the one and how you think he's going to do. Because whether you like it or not, he is the one who's going. I'm one of you guys that don't really like it. But what can I do? I can't go. These old bones ain't going anywhere. So, you know how it is. You know how it is with me. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks for a very good first episode. I'm looking forward to the next. It's a very good one. We're going to have Ray Anderson on the spot for an interview, and I am excited. Please just stay tuned, and thank you once again to the International Federation of Foursquare for sponsoring this audio. This audio clip is brought to you by Audible as well. They jumped on this here thing and gave us a little bit of a sponsor, just a little one at the end. They wanted that, but guys, make sure you have a great rest of your day. Live every day like it's your last day. And me, sir, yours truly, the Doc, serving you Storm. We'll be back next month with a new video. And I will have my, the way too early, was that what we're calling things now? The way too early 2020? The one where I vote everybody in January. I'll have that up shortly on the Instagram page. My colleague Xavier, he's our intern. He'll get that up and running for us. He's our social media expert. Xavier Gresham, he'll have that ready for you. So y'all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. You'll hear from me in the next one, I should say. This ain't no videos, ain't no daggone video. Ha! Funny. All right, we the league. Signing out. Dr. Serving You Storm. See you next time.